Greetings, peoples of the interwebs, and I'm Jake, and with me are my co-hosts, Dave. Introduce yourself. He's gonna be a dick and take a drink of water. Jordan is also one of my co-hosts.
Hey, everybody. People of the interwebs.
And then Reverend Spaceman.
I'm Reverend Spaceman.
He is. So then this podcast will be just kind of discussing some of the Star Wars Force Awakens theories that are
Wait.
Just like everyone else has.
Yeah.
Yes. So, alright, before we do that, since...
This is podcasting.
Yeah.
And
that
racing.
was Dave.
Whoa.
Alright. Since we are doing this thing, should we do what the Collider Council didn't give ourselves, like, Star Wars-y names? Because if we do, I want to be Revan Spaceman.
Darth Jake and
I'm
Darth Dave.
Let's put Darth for everyone.
So they do on Swick.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We can come up with their names later, because I'm on this...
I'm Revan Spaceman.
I don't like being on the spot right now.
Revan Spaceman.
Reverend Spaceman.
Revan.
Yeah. But,
From Darth Revan.
yeah, but basically we're just kind of...
Jake Mall.
Well,
Jake Lloyd.
There you go.
All right, there we go.
Perfect.
No.
Yep.
Damn it.
That one's sticking. You're stuck with that now, Jake Lloyd. Revan Spaceman.
You're all fired.
Lloyd.
You're all fired. Yeah,
Just
basically
like
we're
to point out
just...
the Entourage reference.
BB Dave.
For no
We
one.
got yours,
Yeah,
BB
BB
Dave.
Jordan Solo.
All right.
He likes it.
Yeah.
Someone's got to have a positive name here.
Somebody.
Close enough to Jason Solo.
Yeah.
Close enough to Ben Solo.
Also, spoilers, by the way.
Darth Vader
You mean
is
Ben
Luke's
Skywalker
father.
from-
No, like, we're not going to spoil anything from
Ben
the Force
Skywalker
Awakens
from the EU?
right now.
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker is Darth Vader's son.
It is, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sure
He
we were the
is.
bearer of bad news.
Yeah, somebody actually ruined that for me before I got to see the movie.
Yeah, Homer Simpson.
But anyways, we're kind of just going over,
It was
like...
still a good movie, but like...
Okay, enough rambling, Dave.
This is all going to be rambling, Jake Lloyd.
We're getting into the meat of the program here. So basically we're just going down, like, some of the theories, the validity of them, like, where do we think they hold up? Is there enough evidence to support this, or is it just people are pulling this out of their asses? So let's start off with perhaps the most popular one, and the one that I think has the most validity is that
Darth Jar Jar.
Sort of, that goes hand in hand. But let's cover that one next.
It's probably maybe the biggest one.
Yeah. But that Snoke is Supreme Leader Snoke is actually Darth Plagueis.
All right, go around and just say yes or no without going into detail yet.
Yes.
If you're buying it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm buying Darth Jar Jar.
Snoke.
Yeah, that too.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Snoke Plagueis. Yay or nay?
Yay.
Yeah.
As of if it was tomorrow, no. But since we've got a year and a half, yes.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna be talking about this for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, this is a live stream.
This was a
Yeah.
comics
Year and a
channel
half.
for a while. Now it's just a Star Wars channel.
I mean, Star Wars is...
Nothing wrong with that.
It's
No.
hard to not talk about
This
Star
was a
Wars.
hip-hop channel.
Yeah.
Like a regional.
This was Backspin Radio.
Yeah. But, okay, I guess just, like...
Classic.
A lot of the reasons why people are suspecting that Snoke is Plagueis
Is because he's Plagueis.
Well, we pretty much know he's Plagueis, but there's been no confirmation.
But why?
Well, here's what I think is the biggest confirmation, which I think I had to be told by our lovely Jordan Solo here
Yeah.
after the film. But apparently, when Plagueis is mentioned at Revenge of the Sith, when Annie and Sidious, sorry to spoil that for you, Annie and Sidious.
You mean Palpatine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, sorry to spoil that for you if you haven't
What,
seen
they're the
those
same
movies,
person?
but
No, that's too obvious. They wouldn't do that.
if you haven't seen the other ones, I'm sorry, but 'cause a lot of people, Force
The
Awakens is
opera
their first
scene.
Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
He's getting.
But anyway, it's the opera scene. The music that they're playing is the same music
Very dark
that they
and
play when you
ominous.
see
Yeah.
Snoke.
Yeah.
or if not the same.
That
it's
kind of
near
clinched it for me.
It's-
But, I mean, there are other things
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
That was the one
Which I
that
really
was-
didn't
that clicked.
pick up on that.
Like,
until
Yeah, I didn't pick up
probably
on the second
Probably.
viewing for me.
second or third viewing.
I haven't actually listened to. The
I've only
opera
seen
music and
I've
to
only seen
compare,
Force Awakens once, but I heard it secondhand. But
Yeah.
that was kind of the one. Like,
That's definitely gonna
okay,
be.
that's not a coincidence.
That's gonna be the thing I listen for sure on the next
Yes.
Yeah.
viewing.
But another thing too, though, is I think it just makes more sense because some people are they're like, no, I can't be Plagueis because like in episode 3.
And it's got to be somebody
Yeah.
big, too. This isn't just some anonymous, new,
Yeah,
weird-looking guy.
and
I feel like
that's-
that would be a letdown if he was.
Yeah.
I mean, it can still be good. It can still
Yeah,
be well
like,
done. But
I'd be fine with that.
an ominous
but
character like that has got to be someone important.
yeah, and I think it just makes more sense for the narrative of this story for it to be someone we are familiar with in some degree, whether like we've seen them
'Cause
before or just by memory.
Only that snippet, I guess, in episode 3 is the only canon Plagueis we have.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like,
the
"Oh,
book
he
is
can't."
not.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying he can't be Plagueis because he's supposed to be immune. It's like, well, that's no longer canon, so he can look however the hell they
So
want.
he
Immune
really,
to what, though?
yeah,
Immune, is he immune to midichlorians?
he's the
What's
real
that?
hide and seek champion,
Good play on
not Luke.
words.
If
Oh, yeah.
if Snoke is Plagueis, he's the real hide and seek champion.
Oh yeah, and some people are like, well, if it's Plagueis, how come he's been inactive for all these years? Well, one, he got
Killed?
Well,
He
do we
killed.
really know what he's
Killed.
been
Yeah,
doing
quotation
either?
marks.
But
He duped
like
Palpatine.
here's my just personal theory. I think that once Palpatine in quotation marks killed him, the Sith rule of 2, even though they don't always abide by it, is that once the apprentice kills the master, they then become master and take on an apprentice. So Plagueis was like, all right, whatever. That's he can have he's earned it. I'm just gonna sit on
Let
the
these guys
sidelines.
take
I'm
over
gonna
for
regenerate or
little
however
bit.
he stayed alive.
or it
There
could-
was a
he
whole-
just he was disappointed in Sidious, and he just got rid of him.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'll let you try your little
Yeah.
thing,
Or-
you can try it your way.
It'll look good.
Then when
Yeah.
you fail, I'm gonna come back and
Yeah.
do it right."
No longer canon, but there were Sith methods of escaping death by, like, they're transferring their essence into a new body. Palpatine did it with a bunch of clones.
Well, it's not
That was a
gonna-
dumb idea.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I'm glad they did get rid of the EU. But if that technique was still canon,
Yeah.
maybe Plagueis was killed.
But
But
I
then
don't-
he found this lowly, stupid Gungan, took over his body.
What?
That's one of the theories out there, but we'll get more into that here in a bit. But again, like I think it just makes more sense because whether he was following the Sith rule of 2, either way he is supposedly killed. So he's like, all right, I need time to recuperate. I'll let Palpatine do his thing, but I think he was still pretty much manipulating from the background. It's like
He was
yeah.
orchestrating his
Yeah, it's like-
next scheme.
Yeah,
He's the
when-
one that gave Palpatine the emergency powers.
Yeah, like when Palpatine, had a brilliant idea. I'm sure that was actually Plagueis. He's like, yeah, you think that was your idea, and then of course when
Snoke was
Palpatine-
really there fighting Mace
And-
Windu.
I think actually in the
Yeah, and Plagueis, Sidious still could have been the apprentice for all we know.
yeah.
And
But
the rule of 2 is
Yep.
really, and the Sith Order could work a totally different way.
Yeah, but also I believe in the novel, there's a line that didn't make it in the movie where Plagueis is telling Kylo, he's like, I was there, like,
mean
like,
Snoke?
but,
Yeah.
Snoke.
See, it's already working.
As we know it now.
Yeah, Snoke.
Jar Jar.
Yeah, but basically he was
Snokus.
telling Kylo, he was like,
Cloak.
I've been around since the rise of the Empire to the fall of the Empire. And also, who's some people are like, oh well, how could he'd be like?
Who's been around? Yeah, that one.
They're like,
Jar Jar.
they're like, well, how come he's still alive? He'd be like in his hundreds or pushing
Yeah.
100 if he was there from like
Because
before even the prequels.
no one in Star Wars is over like 100
Yeah.
years old.
And also, he's
Yoda was in his mid-teens.
yeah.
Really short
Yoda,
life.
Yaddle, Chewie,
Really-
any
really
other
short
alien.
Maz Kanata was
Maz,
like 5 years old.
Yoda's Maz's,
Yeah.
Maz's Yoda's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't know anything about this guy. Whether he's like an alien race who can live up 1,000 years, or again maybe he through manipulating the midichlorians he's able to sustain
What are
longer life.
midichlorians?
It's a fairy tale.
Living in trance.
But
The microscopic life forms in every
let's-
human, in every living being.
You can find him, you're dead.
Go, just,
yes,
I
allow-
can't go on with this
They allow
explanation, son.
they allow us to feel the force.
yeah. Anyways,
Whoa.
That's
but
not how the
after
Force works.
Palpatine is killed, that's when Snoke or Plagueis is like, okay,
Or Jar Jar.
We're Jar Jar, whatever. He's like, okay, there has to be balance back because the evil's, the dark side is now dead. I have to step back in, otherwise Luke is just unopposed, and the light side is gonna flourish. But there has to be balance, so that's what he steps in, again from the shadows, not like all in your face, like, hey guys, I'm the Sith Lord, I'm taking over this universe.
Like Jar Jar would.
Yeah, like Jar Jar would. Misa taking over. So he's like in the opening crawl, it says that the First Order rose from the ashes of the Empire, which makes sense. Like obviously, even if you kill the Emperor, they're not just gonna be like, oh, okay, let's all go home. We're going on
Yeah,
vacation.
the entire Empire wasn't just like
Yeah.
those
What do you, well, I mean,
sets
like,
of Death Stars.
Yeah.
yeah, but like,
Someone else would have.
I mean, Nazis still.
It was much
Nazis
bigger
don't exist
than-
today, right? Nazis don't exist today
Yeah.
at all. So of course there would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either just the Klan.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I just think it makes more sense for it to be Plagueis, like this big bad Sith Lord, instead of just an anonymous like evil Force user who just happened to be like, huh, there's an opening in the Empire.
Unless he's
Hey
Revan.
guys, I'm your man.
Applications.
Yeah,
Unless he's Revan.
unless he's Revan, which
No,
Unless
I
he's
don't-
just like Sidious's long lost son.
And no,
I was-
I don't
I
just
hope
think
they don't go
everyone's
that
Revan.
Everyone's related somehow.
yeah, like it's one thing to like have everyone like the Skywalker story, that's fun and dandy, but like if Finn turns out to be like Mace Windu related or like Lando,
We
it's
all
like
know he's Lando's son.
Yeah.
it's like could you just let him be his own thing? Otherwise, you're just further shrinking this massive universe. That's just my opinion, though.
I think him and Poe will be their own. Won't have
Yeah.
a lineage
Yeah.
leading up
Yeah,
to
like,
everything.
I mean, Poe's
although
parents were
in
just
the-
rebel fighters.
Yeah.
They weren't like nobles or Jedi or anything.
they were in the thing.
Yeah,
We
Shadow
know
Empire.
of.
Well,
Unless
yeah.
they were really Darth Jar
I think
Jar.
Poe is really the Sith Lord and he's manipulating everything.
But okay,
His dad was Jar Jar.
It's Hux.
Dad
I read
was
a
Jar
theory
Jar.
that said it's Hux.
really?
Yeah, that Hux is Snoke.
Clearly, they didn't reach Shattered Empire.
Yes.
But anyways,
Another thing with Snoke is if they didn't want us to do all this speculation about Plagueis, why make him look so similar to Plagueis?
yeah, and again, like his face is all scarred up. So
But
in
still, like
and I know in
after
the
we first saw, we're like he looked a lot like Plagueis.
yeah, because he still had a sort of elongated head, and also I know in the Plagueis book, like he was shocked to death. But again they've already been cherry picking, so they could be like, I like
Yeah,
that, I like
'cause
that
it's
concept.
been
He got shocked, and that's why his
50
face
plus
is all,
years since we've thought he was dead.
Yeah,
Plus,
Plus-
kinda, it's not entirely dissimilar from the way Palpatine was scarred from being shocked by his
Yeah.
own lightning.
and also like not even like I'd say only a handful of Jedi were even aware of Plagueis, because like when Palpatine was telling Anakin, he's kind of
Not
like
the story they would tell you.
yeah, so
Yeah, because nobody told Anakin. But
yeah, so obviously like Luke, if he was kind of like, oh yeah, Snoke is actually Darth Plagueis. Yeah, I've known it the whole time. It probably even comes to a surprise to him. It's like, I've been a Sith Lord the whole time. It's like, what?
I heard a theory that Plagueis is, or not, that Snoke is Luke. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I have a
Oh,
theory
because
that
Kylo Ren wasn't Luke, so now they're going with the
Yeah.
old Snoke.
well, I have a theory
People
that
just will not
possibly
shut up about Luke being
and
evil.
Snoke
He's not.
have been in contact.
okay, let's hear it.
Maybe not that. That's pretty much it. Maybe not like
No.
they're not in cahoots or anything.
Or
but, like,
tweeting each other back and forth. It's like, I'll kill you,
they've
Luke.
had meetings or
Well,
like
he was lonely.
Luke's been
hiding,
trying to.
so he needed someone to talk to.
Yeah.
It's totally it.
Yeah,
Or maybe Luke's been trying to broker a peace or something. Or
Yeah.
they have some kind of agreement.
But neither one of them know where each other is, type thing.
Possibly. I mean that it wasn't that thought through. It
Yeah.
just was kind of
Yeah.
Could be.
sort of something
like
that popped
that,
in
though.
my
You gotta
head
think
that
he's
maybe
been-
like, what's Luke been doing?
Yeah, you gotta think he's
These
been gone
two kind
forever.
of mystery heads.
Yeah.
Of
He wasn't
their
just staring in that ocean
respective
for 20
orders.
years. Maybe
Because
he
Luke
was.
is the main Jedi
yeah.
guy.
And if
now.
Luke doesn't know that he's Plagueis, he knows who Snoke is.
That's why he's
Oh, he's
disappointed
gotta know
at the
this.
end when he
Yeah,
looks at
'cause Han and
Rey.
Leia-
Because
Han
she's
and
like,
Leia-
I've been found. Darn.
Yeah,
And Han and Leia, who Snoke is.
yeah.
Well, he wanted to be found. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
R2D he turned R2D2 back on.
Yeah. Because a lot of people are complaining about that too. It's like, oh, what are the coincidences? Like,
No,
It's
he turned
very
R2D2
clear.
back on.
It's
Yeah.
time.
It was something I actually noticed in my second viewing is when he puts his hand on R2's in the flashback, you see his little lens eye thing light just kind of dim.
yeah.
So that's,
I did
you
not
know.
notice
So
that.
Luke
Yeah.
was probably like, hey, until the time comes.
Yes.
Yeah. And he probably
Power
just
down.
like,
Yep.
It's like
Like,
the
alright.
time is
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know, like, and I think BB-8, whether he knew,
BB great.
BB Great, or BB
BB
Dave, whether
talking about
like
it.
he actually knew, or it was just coincidence. Like when he bumped into like R2 and C-3PO was like, no, there's no way. Like the other part of the map would be like in his hard drive or whatever.
Oh,
It's like, or maybe BB-8 did know. Maybe he like saw,
Sent
I don't know,
something.
yes, sent something, or I don't know. Maybe it was just coincidence that he
Yeah.
came up with the idea. But either way, it's just like, yeah, I think Luke is one of those things where like things were getting so bad, even though he wanted to stay in exile, he was like,
Well, I mean,
no.
Luke has a way of keeping tabs on things. Clearly, he
That's-
knows what's
He's also-
been going on.
As seen in Return of the Jedi, he is quite the planner.
Yeah. Because again, like you'd think he's just an idiot in like Return of the Jedi, but it turns out he's actually got this brilliant plan.
To get Han out.
Yeah, to get Han out, and it was pretty
works.
badass.
Yeah. I love the opening of Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah,
and
that was
I love
fantastic.
The ending. Middle's just kind of.
But okay, I guess elaborate the Jar Jar theory for those of you who may not know.
As we've talked about it on the channel before. Basically, the theories.
But nobody listens. So.
So yeah, to the new people who will tell
everyone.
So everyone listening to this one.
Yeah. Now that we're getting all these viewers, but yeah, the Darth Jar Jar theory in a nutshell is that Jar Jar, it's Lumpa or something. Guy on Reddit came up with a very in-depth. You can find it if you look for it. Theory.
There's a whole website now dedicated to it. So
with evidence.
Lucky.
Yeah, side-by-side comparisons to a specific martial arts style basically prove, or not, if not prove, lend credence to the fact that Jar Jar is a skilled fighter
and not clumsy like.
It's an intentional act to fool people. There's evidence that he's been using the Force to manipulate people.
And how did this guy become a senator? How did he?
Yeah,
so clumsily, just like at the battle at the end of Phantom Menace when he's got like a droid stuck in his leg, and he's only shooting droids, not shooting any of his fellow Gungans.
And
how did he become like a general? And
there are scenes in the Phantom Menace.
How did this guy even like not die waking up in the morning?
Early in the movie, Qui-Gon used the mind trick on Boss Nass, and it worked.
Yeah.
So who's to say Jar Jar, as soon as he comes back into the scene, he's kind of like, yeah, you'll let us go through the planet core, or he talked to Boss Nass into making him general.
If he was really banished, how could he even got back?
Exactly. They probably would have, or maybe he was banished because they're like, no, this dude's evil.
And there were two things that really sold it for me. One, there's a video on YouTube this guy made. It's called Jar Jar's Mind Domination or something. It's short. It's basically just showing little clips of scenes where someone else will be talking, and then you'll see Jar Jar in the background kind of mouthing the words while they talk. Basically kind of going, it's pretty interesting to see.
Also, there's a lot of scenes where he is like waving his hands.
Yeah, he waves his hands a lot.
Again, could just be him.
There's that scene too where
the second thing
they're jumping up over the
that like balcony or whatever.
Yeah, wherever. Like Jar Jar
Stone.
lands in the like weirdly out of shot or whatever, but the droid is like looks over, so
you know
it's intentional. Like,
and the second thing that really clenched it for me, like the Plagueis music, for me was the Yoda parallel.
Yeah, that's what
because
the way they're
supposed to be a mirror.
It's poetry. They rhyme. But yeah, like the way it basically the way
Where's Dark Side Yoda?
The way Yoda is acting until he's like
Yoda Snoke.
Yeah, the way Yoda acts in Empire until he reveals, by the way, I'm Yoda. He acts
it would make sense because his hologram is so big. Because he's really the little Yoda.
Yeah,
he's like. Yeah, he acts like just an idiot, and basically, if he had acted like that for a whole movie, you'd kind of have a Jar Jar.
Yeah.
The way they encounter him, just kind of out of the blue, like he's nothing. That was the thing that clenched it for me. That's the Jar Jar theory, basically.
Because one of you two told me about this theory initially. I think it was you, Jordan.
Probably Jordan.
And then
he told me about it.
Yeah, and then I was just like, that's full. You're full of shit.
And then
you sent me the link, and when I read it, I was like, oh my god.
Reading it through class.
Yeah.
And then
that was the shortest class I ever had.
And then I made an action figure.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
It looks pretty nice. I'll try and post it in this video.
Got a picture of it.
I do.
Got two, actually. One that you took, and then one that I sent you.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Get on.
Anyways.
Get on.
But,
Jar Jar.
not much more to say about it, just that's...
I would highly recommend reading that article, because it will...
It sounds stupid
I do at least
first.
believe that there were much bigger plans for Jar Jar than...
Yeah.
Like
they just... Lucas chickened out because everybody hated him.
Yeah,
because of the fan backlash and plus Ahmed Best confirming it. That there were more to Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Though I think if he had followed through, people may have been more forgiving. Possibly.
I would.
It's kind of funny. Maybe this whole Jar Jar thing could have made or break the sequel or the prequels to an extent.
But if you were going to retroactively fix the prequels,
that'd be the way to go.
If you're following that formula, Jar Jar and Yoda do have so much similarity. Upon meeting them.
In Phantom Menace. But then the Clone Wars...
Your first impression.
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones was like a nothing movie. The Revenge of the Sith was the best
because
we could have gotten.
They pretty much wrote him out in episode 2 and 3.
It was... The working title was Jar Jar's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
Which wasn't going to be the title. No. But...
Star Wars Episode 2.
He was going to drop the accent.
Because how long had Episode 1 been out when they were using that title?
I think
was it enough time to even have the backlash yet?
I think that's like the first draft, and then they heavily rewrote it.
Yeah. I mean, because we weren't they weren't going to use
racist CGI thing.
They weren't going to use that title, but it's like to even just have it in there before the whole Jar Jar hate backlash thing is also telling.
And I haven't done it yet, but you can find the whole script online, and it's like pretty much confirmed to be a real thing, like an official.
So I've seen a lot of
because I've heard about that, but I haven't actually read it myself.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Yeah,
scripts are long. I don't want to do all that. But it
skim through it.
Yeah, but that's and the thing about it is it's really not mutually exclusive with the whole Snoke Plagueis thing, because like I said, Sith technique.
And again,
it's not canon anymore, but they could in the EU they could transfer their consciousness to another body.
Even Kylo's got some force powers we hadn't seen before.
Yeah,
but also
who knows what they can do?
Another thing that kind of like, in my opinion, like furthered the validity of this is Palpatine and Jar Jar from the same planet, Naboo. Yeah. But some people are like, whatever. Well, this is the Star Wars universe where there's countless planets. If you're on like the same planet, you're basically
as we see in Force Awakens.
Yeah, you're basically like
blood.
Yeah, you're basically like next door neighbors. So it's like a lot of people are speculating that they were in cahoots with each other.
At the very least, Palpatine was manipulating Jar Jar.
Like, can't you see Palpatine and Jar Jar in the background together at Qui-Gon's funeral or whatever?
Yeah.
That could have been them being like,
it's another little.
It's already begun.
Hint. Yeah, I love it. Robot Chicken called it. Do y'all remember that one?
I don't think I watched that episode.
It was one of the Star Wars specials. They've done so many, but like Palpatine was falling to his death.
Yeah.
He's falling just like forever. And he's like, I think I'm gonna just make amends and stuff. So he calls Jar Jar and he's like, hey, sorry I manipulated you into giving me the emergency powers. And then Jar Jar is just like, oh yes, you saw manipulated, me saw. Okay, day, hangs up, just starts laughing. The laughing gets more and more demonic, and then he pulls up a black hood. This was before the theory, so they called it.
I've read other people online are saying they called it. They called it back in 2006, or they called it way back when. It's like, how sure of that can you be? It's just people are wanting to have some explanation to he wasn't that bad or he wasn't that stupid.
I mean, even then, there have been jokes about Jar Jar being like
because he was so dumb.
Yeah, because but they've joked about it. Only this.
But now this original guy was like, well,
that guy can't be that dumb.
Yeah,
that's why
he'll be bigger in the next movies.
I want to pick that guy's brain.
Yeah,
we need to get in contact with him.
I know,
but let's move on to
the internet's not that big. I think we can get in contact with him.
I mean, we do live on the same planet as him.
Yeah, so we're pretty much next door neighbors. Yeah. Let's move on to like Rey and what we think her origins are. So I think we're all on the same page that she's a Skywalker.
Yes.
I'm about 75.
Options. First option.
Or she's a Kenobi.
I'm 75% Skywalker, 20% Kenobi, 5% unrelated.
Or
is she a nobody? Is she a Kenobi? Is she a Skywalker? Or is
she's
she
not
both?
A nobody.
Is she both Skywalker Kenobi? A lot of people are wanting her to be a nobody.
I think she could be Skywalker.
How is she going to be? How is she going to be a nobody?
Well, here's the thing with
Kenobi. Kylo Ren is totally Luke, guys.
With her family, no one.
Well, how is she so force sensitive?
I mean,
I'm
not behind it.
Her midichlorians must be off the charts.
Well,
that's what a lot of people are wanting because they don't want the Skywalker, another Skywalker.
Yeah,
but
I get that.
Is the Skywalker story.
It has to be.
But it wouldn't be such a plot point if it wasn't.
Here's the downside, or I guess a sort of
somebody big, and who else is a
potential downside to her being a potential Kenobi, which I'd be okay with. It's just you would have to take a lot of time to explain this. Whereas
who's the mother, and then
did Luke shag up with her?
Where did she?
Yeah.
Whereas if she's a Skywalker, all you gotta do is like
explain that.
Luke's just gotta be like, "Oh, you're my daughter," or whatever, and it's like,
and Obi-Wan's grand.
Yeah.
Really?
That's all you have to do.
And also, Kylo Ren is your half brother.
Yeah. So I just think
still be cousin.
Fight me, curses.
I came across that. It's kind of
it's muddy, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't. It's nothing. But
Disney Infinity.
Yeah. I heard about that.
Controversy.
It's nothing. You throw barrels at Kylo Ren and they explode on him. He doesn't say cousin.
No.
But she might be his cousin.
I think so. But
plus, you don't even have to be playing as Rey at the time. Anyways.
Yeah. But
it's not canon, anyways.
So, like, there's also another theory that like she might be like an immaculate birth, like Luke,
Anakin. The virgin birth.
Which
Qui-Gon is Anakin's father.
Well, there's that theory, and then other people are saying
canon?
that Plagueis...
It is now.
That Plagueis actually created, more or less, as Anakin's father, because he manipulated the midichlorians.
I used to think it was Palpatine.
Really?
As a kid.
I think they worked together on it.
Yeah, that kind of was instrumental behind Anakin and the midichlorians.
Because that theory, I think, could hold some weight. Because I only read a little, kind of read a little bit into it.
This was like 2005 when they introduced Plagueis.
Yeah.
And I thought that.
Still just not a huge fan of the whole Immaculate Conception.
Neither am I.
Not either.
So hopefully,
in general,
that's why I'm glad
that's why
I'm glad they're getting away
in
from
my
it.
mind, Qui-Gon is Anakin's father.
Yeah. But there's another one.
With it. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I'll just say that.
There's another one that I
can't do anything about it now.
That I don't really like. Is that she's a clone of Luke? And it's kind of like, let's just
enough with the
clones.
Yeah. I'm sick of clones.
Yeah.
You guys don't want to see Commander Cody again, and
I like Cody and Rex, but let's just they had their time.
I didn't want a Vader clone. I don't want to be Hayden Christensen. I don't want him to.
He's just going to be a Force ghost.
No, he needs to.
He
needs to talk about sand.
You can bring back everybody.
Ray, I know all about sand.
Luke has not been alone all this time. He's been communing with the Jedi Council.
He's been hanging out with Force Ghost Anakin.
Yeah.
Another thing too,
father-son moments.
I'm not about the scrapped idea about
I've seen it.
The Vader Anakin hybrid Force Ghost.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
That's why I think
it's
definitely have him in 8 now.
Yeah,
I'd like to see.
I thought it was confirmed he's coming back.
Hayden?
Yeah.
Is it officially confirmed?
I
knew he was.
I thought it was like
he was out. He was out in London, meeting with, I guess, Lucasfilm and all them.
I wouldn't mind.
That's how it got going.
Mind seeing Kylo talking to him?
Yeah.
Because he's somehow he's
if we're gonna
both
bring anything,
light and dark.
Yeah.
If we're gonna bring a
He's the
prequel
one
actor
talking to
back,
Vader.
you got to use him the right way.
Yeah.
And
let's give him another chance.
Well, if they must bring,
this could be a redeeming.
Up the first time, let's give him another chance.
I will say,
apparently,
if they have to bring a prequel actor back, I'd rather be Ewan. But if the narrative calls for Anakin,
we kind of have gotten him back.
Yeah,
voice wise.
Yeah, and I want an Obi-Wan movie.
Yes.
I think it would.
I want it. I want it.
But I think too, though, the whole Luke thing is I didn't actually notice this until the second or third time I watched Force Awakens. But when he's kind of staring off, it looks like he's actually staring at what a lot of people are thinking is a tomb, like a headstone.
Yeah,
and so it's kind of like, is it a grave?
He's protecting something.
Maybe his wife, or maybe one of the oldest Jedi? And so, maybe Jar Jar? We don't know.
JJ said he was gonna have a dead Jar Jar in there.
I don't know.
It's obviously just his money in there that he doesn't want her to take.
Yeah.
That's all his credits he saved up.
Yeah.
He's watching a pod race.
My daughter's here to borrow money.
It's pod race on his portable TV.
It's all his pod racing money.
Yeah.
That's what Luke's been doing. He's been betting on pod racing.
With Watto.
Yeah. So he bought that island.
Hey, you owned my dad.
But I think more reason why
a little bit.
She's his daughter is when Kylo is using the Force to kind of tap into her brain.
I see it.
Yeah, he's like, I see it. The island, the ocean. He's like a planet of water, the island. And I didn't notice.
I see it. I see the ocean. I see the island.
Didn't notice that the first time I watched it because again I was just in fan mode.
I didn't even really notice that.
But yeah, the second time that's when
we're giving you all this stuff to look for.
The second time I was kind of like, oh my god. So either one, which I'm pretty sure it's his daughter, but also I think that she was, if not trained by Luke, which I do think there is possible.
There's some relationship, whether it's his daughter or
she
not,
was at least
some relationship.
Maybe her memory has just been wiped.
Yeah, Luke, after the Jedi were massacred, he was kind of or whether it's him or maybe Kylo, some people are suspecting, he was kind of okay, I'm gonna.
I think that because when he says the line, I can take whatever I want. Could that have been an ode to I erased some of your memory already?
I already have.
I'm probably reaching on that, but just that line.
Another thing,
the way he's acting towards Rey.
Yeah,
she's not just some scavenger.
Another thing too, though, that I picked up on, whether it's true or not, is when he is kind of picking her brain with the Force.
Maybe why he has those mental powers to begin with.
I think he actually unlocked. Again, if she has Force or had previous Force training or something like that, I think he actually fully unlocked.
See, I don't know if he did. I don't know about the whole. I don't know if it could be locked.
So I think it's one of those things where...
Well, Revan had his mind erased.
Like, I think that was the true awakening for her when
that was the awakening. The Force.
Because shortly after that, that's
Force
when she kind of...
Did you feel it?
It dawns on her when she's like, oh, let me try mind controlling this stormtrooper played by Daniel Craig.
And I'll drop my gun.
Yeah, and I'll drop my gun.
I wouldn't say... I wouldn't say...
I would have stood up and clapped.
I wouldn't say he fully unlocks it, but he's probably like
there's some
tapped on
not,
it.
Not fully
on the door.
Because that's when she starts to get inside his head, and she's like, "You're scared that you won't be as powerful as Vader." And then that's when he's kind of like, "Oh God, what have I?"
She found it. She found the key.
So that's when immediately he pulls
She
out.
was just like turning it the wrong way the last 10 years.
All those buttons.
Yeah, and he immediately pulls out, and that's when he's kind of like
pulls out.
Yeah, and then that's when he goes to Snoke, and he's kind of like, "She's force sensitive, you know. We have to
pull out."
Untrained,
but very... I forgot my mask again.
It's like I can train her.
Untrained, but strong in the Force.
I feel like even Snoke, like it's one thing for like another force sensitive person, but like Snoke is almost like he's kind of like, bring her to me.
Well,
like,
I also think Snoke has been holding Kylo back.
Yeah.
Up until this point.
Oh, well, clearly
holding
he's not.
me back.
Yeah.
Well, at the end when he's just like
Obi-Wan,
go get Kylo Ren. He's time to finish his training.
It's like we've been fooling around for 15 years. Now it's time to actually get to
now it's time to get serious.
We were just building up the First Order, letting Hux think he was in charge.
And I do think
fell through with Skywalker.
You're going to kill Hux.
And I do think that like Snoke was very much just it's like a trial run for Kylo. It's like let's see how well he does.
And if this training does work out, maybe going with this 2 theory, Benicio del Toro's already been a Sith for a while.
Yeah,
I've heard that
he wants
theory.
Kylo
like
to take him down.
Yeah,
I like that. I've heard that theory and I like it.
Well, you know he's gonna be great.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Whatever he
and
is.
And he's supposed to be a villain.
Which
so
why would
they've already confirmed.
In my opinion, why would you not use Benicio del Toro as a villain?
But they've already even confirmed him as a villain. It's like, could Kylo be getting trained?
Yeah.
To take him down.
I like that idea so much.
That would be pretty cool.
They have to not use it.
What I think would be...
It's probably going to be his training like you see about a race training, and then Finn and Poe are kind of going to blow up another Death Star or something.
It shows the peace.
Gonna be the next
it shows
movie.
like peaceful training between Luke and Rey. Then you see like Kylo hanging from a tree doing sit-ups with like metal blasts, and then he's like got a picture of Rey, throws darts at.
Yeah. Benicio or Snoke like force shocking him while he's doing like the crunches. Kind of
you
like,
want more? Yeah. I want more. I want more.
Punch himself in the gut.
Yeah.
I think it would be pretty funny if the opening scene,
flogging himself.
Yeah. If they must have another Death Star, I think it'd be pretty funny if.
Well, I mean, the EU uses tons.
I know, but I think it'd be kind of a funny shot at that if one of the opening scenes is just Finn and Poe blowing up another Death Star like it's nothing.
And they like high five each other. It's like, way to go, bro.
They got like a.
You're a great pilot. No, you're a great pilot. We're both great pilots.
Where'd you learn that?
High five.
Yeah.
They got like tally marks on.
Yeah.
Their wall.
It'll be a Legolas Gimli style.
Yeah. They got the same jacket.
Yeah. So they did have a good bromance.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And people are trying to ship it. It's like,
no,
shipping's dumb. Stop it.
Now you want to know a real. You want to know a real.
I mean, Finn doesn't realize it yet.
This is 2016,
like his whole life was like stormtrooper training, and Poe's just he's cool like European kind of guy.
You were the first guy that was ever nice to me.
Yeah, Finn doesn't really know what these feelings are yet.
Yeah,
they're going to explore that in the future films.
Yeah.
If you want to know a movie couple that was intended to be friends, it really came across as gay. It was Frodo and Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that's confirmed in the
it was a
cartoon.
Different time.
In the cartoon, he's like, "Let's do it together, Frodo."
His manservant.
Yeah.
That's a loyal bond.
It's a life debt.
It's a life debt.
Yeah.
That can't be broken.
All right, what are we talking about again?
I don't know. We're talking
about
Star Wars
stereotypes.
Dave, shut up. Let's talk about the better movies.
Ray? We're talking about Ray?
These are your first steps.
Ray Park?
Sure.
Yeah.
What other? Do we have any other? I've heard one that Kylo and Rey are actually going to both switch sides.
I keep hearing that. I don't see that happening.
I still feel like they're going to try to redeem Kylo.
I think
she's
on such a high.
But there is no redemption because
not
he
just
killed
the
Han Solo.
films.
Yeah. Like
even if he goes light, there's still no.
Yeah.
She's a Disney princess.
Yeah, like
so.
if most of the fans are kind of like.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, but
she kind of is.
Most fans are kind of like, no. Even if he redeems himself,
princess.
they're like, even if he redeems himself, he's got to go. He killed Han Solo.
He's got to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kylo can't survive the trilogy.
Gotta go. He killed Han Solo.
Yeah.
Has anyone asked the question, taking it back to the first scene, Dave? Lor Santeca character. How did he have the map? because he's a follower of the Church of the Force. It's been talked about he was around during the prequel era. That was his heyday because he's in his 80s.
Yeah.
So, and he had to have been involved with Luke somehow. So is he watching over Rey, kind of like Obi-Wan did Luke all those years?
That would make
to where she hasn't totally.
That would make the whole Luke abandoning her, being his daughter thing, a whole lot less horrible.
Yeah. Because like in the flashback, it shows
because there's a lot more to his character that I want to discover. It's just he gets axed in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I doubt he himself will be in the next movies, but I think they will mention his character. Probably more so.
His presence is too large to ignore. Because,
and also it's Max von Sydow. It's like it's kind of a big.
I've always got to have some. Who? Like we had Christopher Lee in the prequels. We had Alec Guinness. So it's like we've got to have some. Well-established old guy.
Aside from like the original
that's important. Yeah, get underused, and that's important.
Star Wars is all about underusing big actors.
Sean Connery turned down the role, so to Max. Yeah,
he was so underused he wasn't even in the movies.
Yeah,
I like how all that's
he could have been
coming out like for the first time. No, it's been known for years.
Yeah,
it's just Star Wars comes out again, and they're acting like he just turned it down yesterday.
Yeah,
but with Lor San Tekka, since he is follower of the Church of the Force. He's not a Force user, but he follows the ways.
Yeah.
And so, he's had some connection with Luke over these 32 years.
I think it's all part of Luke's plan he's essentially scattered, like, the pieces of the map and just clues as to his whereabouts with, R2. Obviously, he trusts R2 because, one, he's a droid.
Yeah.
And also, two,
he's been with him since day one.
Since day one.
Since his life changed.
And so, let's just say, San Tekka is a close friend and ally of Luke, and so he's kind of like, you're one of the few people I can trust, undoubtedly. And
that was actually around for everything.
And so he gave him another part of the map, and maybe there's more, breadcrumbs, so to speak, aside from just, the two parts of the map. And he was just kind of like, eventually... Again, if things get so bad, you have to find a way to give this part of the map to R2, and then
there's a connection because he says the Leia's still royalty to her, to him.
So again,
he still considers her.
So he very much
princess.
is, and he knew who Kylo Ren was.
Yeah, your family.
Yeah, so he's
right.
probably a family. He's probably a family friend of Luke, Leia, Han, and all them.
And he is a confirmed follower of the Church of the Force. Yeah. So he obviously knows all of them and knows the story.
A lot of Darth Jar Jar extremists
led by Sam L.
Yeah. At least his Force Ghost. That's like if they ever do a post-credit scene.
He's not dead.
That's what I want to see. Is
Darth Maul
Sam Jackson leading
I was just falling for 17 years, and I finally got into a window. I'm like, I'm not dead.
And then Boba Fett comes out of nowhere and just shoots him in the head.
Well, some people are saying that San Tekka is Boba Fett, and I was like, no, that's different.
That was early on, and then,
also it's why would you bring him back and then to have him do nothing again and get killed? That's just like a middle finger to the fans.
You got a sex change.
Phasma's mom or dad is Boba.
I don't
That's
like
another
that.
theory. No, I don't like it.
Just let Phasma be her own thing.
Just because they're similar with their role.
Phasma is Kylo before Kylo was Kylo.
Sure.
Yeah.
Technically, it's what JJ said. Phasma was just a scrap design for Kylo that he liked so much he didn't want to get rid of. And that's another reason why Phasma was nothing in the movie, really.
People, one thing I don't get is how people really expected there to be so much of Phasma.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go by the merchandising alone.
We would have had a 5-hour movie if we pleased everyone with the character development.
Which I wouldn't be opposed to.
No,
but your average audience, no.
5 hours might be a bit much.
All right.
I could do 5 hours.
We got 30 minutes of Phasma's background, Kylo,
yeah.
What Luke, Han, Leia been doing, Rey, Finn, Poe.
I could do 5 hours for Star Wars. I'm like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
When exactly did he kind of break off with Leia and go back to his old ways?
I was hearing something that Chewie wasn't around either after a little bit after Jedi, and then he came back once Han and Leia had their problems.
Yeah,
but I'm not 100% on that.
You need a man back in your life.
Yeah,
big bear of a man.
Well, as we've seen in the holiday special, Wookiees are attracted to human women.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really thought that band should have still been the Cantina band.
Yeah.
They just tour with their one song.
And where was B. Arthur?
I know. Where was Akmina? We wanted Akmina.
The Empire is shutting us down.
It's probably Laura Sontek as a wife.
Obviously.
That all makes sense.
Yeah, that's the only thing I want to see in these movies. Just the Cantina Band again.
Another thing, granted, I haven't heard any theories, but I want to know more, like, Maz Kanata, because if you notice, like, her palace, there's a big statue of Maz Kanata.
Yeah.
So it's like, clearly
Yoda's daughter.
She has a lot of money and has a high opinion of herself.
That, but...
Where do they park all their ships?
Yeah.
Han got VIP parking there.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
I mean, he still had to walk a bit of a way, but yeah, he had a nice, like, opening right next to a lake.
Yeah.
That's perfect parking right there.
Ray loved it.
Yeah. But yeah, that is one thing that... But also it's like...
Chewie and Maz have done some stuff.
And I imagine that's probably, like, low priority on the list of, like, things to edit in. It's like, well, we gotta have a parking lot for the ships at Maz's palace. It's probably just one of those things like, who cares?
Yeah.
There kind of is one in Disney Infinity, but there's no Maz.
Yeah.
That game leaves out
the Maz. There's a lot of questions with Maz.
It's like why she has Luke's lightsaber.
Yeah.
Which again, she could be part of that puzzle of like going back to Luke.
I don't think we're gonna learn how she got it in the movies because they just kind of hand wave.
It's a question for another day.
Yeah, that's a story for another day.
Which I'm fine with.
Well,
like,
it's probably in a book, if not the novelization. I don't know. I haven't read it.
Or even if they don't explain it, it's just kind of like, it's a movie. Go with it.
Yeah.
You know, she's a trusted friend of Luke. There you go. That's all the explanation.
Or you could say
really
maybe it's not important.
Yeah.
And there's no need to explain it.
Yeah.
Or it could be something dumb that we don't even want to know, like Obi-Wan's Force Ghost grabbed it.
I found it one day.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's Force Ghost grabbed it and then brought it to her, and it's dumb. We don't need to know.
He was going in there for a drink.
Forever.
Another good line.
Yeah. Bring back Ewan.
Yeah.
Ewan.
Like, I mean,
pronounce it right.
Because he was one of the best parts of the prequels, and again, he
was the best part.
Him and Liam Neeson.
He was the best part.
And Jar Jar.
But
and Jar Jar.
And Watto.
Yeah.
And Kitster. And Shmi.
And Kitster.
And Captain Pilot, obviously.
And the Sand. The Sand was one of the best parts. Like, that stole the show for me, personally.
And Jira.
Storm's
coming, honey.
Kitster.
Yeah.
I want to see an anthology Kitster movie.
We're making one.
Because if you actually look into it,
one.
He
I've gotten in contact with some people.
He had a rough life after he
that's not canon anymore.
The lead for Kitster rhymes with Shmeez, Shman, Shmari, so...
Yeah.
Not to give anything away.
You could say that he's like a master of...
Some.
Yeah.
Not all, but some.
Yeah. But,
also, there's the theory that, that Shmi and Qui-Gon had another kid besides Anakin, and then the descendants of that kid created Rey.
Again, I feel like that's still too much explanation. It's a cool name, but I feel like that's still too much explanation.
I definitely think it's going to be this path of least resistance. Yeah. The simplest thing. Yep, I'm your dad, Luke Skywalker.
I'm fine with that. I know people complain because fan bases are stupid and fickle, and they're going to complain about everything.
That's
got to be somebody. Who else is it going to be, really?
Because I know it's still, people are like, well, yeah, it's a Skywalker story. Ben's a Skywalker. Yeah, but he killed Han. I don't think everyone's going to be rooting for him. Even if he does redeem himself, it's still kind of like, yeah,
there is no redemption because
that's cool.
This isn't Lando.
Yeah, here. It's like I like you're trying to redeem yourself, but you killed Han, so I hate you. Please go die.
He'll redeem himself in my eyes if he follows in his father's footsteps and kills a bunch of children.
Grandfather, you mean?
I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to have his little. He will die, but have his little redemption.
Yeah, he'll have his little moment where he's crying when Rey's stabbing him.
Yeah. I just think I'd be okay with that.
He sacrifices himself to save her from Snoke or Jar Jar.
I hope they don't.
He'll have his little moment of where you want him dead, but then he's actually like, well, I don't know if I really want him dead now.
I think it'd be cool if Luke can Kylo finishes his
Luke was evil the whole time.
Nah,
because he's the Joker.
Yeah, because episode 8 opens up with him just dueling with a lightsaber. He's got his red.
What I would like, though,
I do think that's why we didn't see as much of him in this movie. Yeah, because Mark Hamill's still trying to get back into shape.
But she's slimmed down a lot.
Yeah.
He's lost like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
So props.
He looks a lot better than he had been.
Yeah.
Like the past decade.
That's to quote
because everybody wants to see epic.
Yeah, Luke Skywalker can't get fat.
Well, and everybody wants to see him fight again.
Yeah.
like,
especially since he's had all this time to get so much more powerful.
Yeah, and you don't want to see like a complete CGI fight like Dooku and.
No, what
it's definitely going to be
like, what they need to do with Luke
stunt
is
doubles and stuff.
Yeah.
Get a tennis ball on a stick, wave it around in his face.
Yeah.
And then just kind of add something into it.
Yeah.
That'd be Andy Serkis.
But
everybody wants to see Luke fight again.
But what I'd love to see though is like Kylo. He comes out of his training. He's super cocky. And he just goes straight after Luke and Rey. He's like, I'm gonna go
that's
kill
all
him.
he's concerned about.
And Snoke is kind of like,
more like.
Then Hux will be like, your personal differences, and he just offs Hux. He's like, I'm sick of hearing your mouth run.
And then
methodical, focused Kylo.
I do kind of hope Hux dies in the next one.
Kylo goes after Rey and Luke because he could probably figure out where the island is. Yeah. Just
I see
using the Force. Yeah.
I think that's the first.
And that's when
shot is like, well, everybody knows where I am now, so we gotta leave.
That's what I love about how the film ends. It could pick up where we left off, or it could be 3 years or a year. It's like,
but I want
perfect.
Like Kylo to go after Luke. Snoke is kind of like, no, don't, you're being irrational, but he's still very much Vader. So like, shut up, old man. I'm gonna go do what I want.
I don't even know how much we're gonna see that until 9, though.
Well, at
I
some
think 8's
point,
gonna be a lot of their separate. They're not gonna see each other at all.
Like at
I wouldn't say they won't see each other at all.
I'm just saying,
they're not gonna fight or anything.
I think they'll fight. There's gonna be a lightsaber fight in 8.
But like at some point,
has to be sometime.
It's Star Wars. There's got to be one.
At some point, this is what I think
it's
going
to
to
be a lot more of their separate training, and then
your movie sounds dumb.
Battle,
but anyways, so
it's not one movie. It's a trilogy.
This is
but
like Benicio del Toro's character comes in. He's going after Kylo because he's kind of like, okay,
they're definitely gonna have more of their separate storylines though.
Well, I mean, they can have separate storylines, but I think like it'd be cool for like
it's gonna be a lightsaber fight.
Kylo, he's being irrational.
Between
he's going after Luke and Rey, and Snoke is like, look,
Darth Toro.
Here's the decision: you either gotta track him down and kill him, or if he kills you, then obviously he's my new apprentice. So Benicio's like, I'm not letting this kid take the spotlight.
He's Darth.
So he goes after.
That's cool. It's like, how long has he been?
Yeah. So he goes after Kylo, and then they show up like where Luke and Rey are training, and Luke is just kind of like, go do something. He sends her away, and he just takes both of them on, and he's just like, whether he dies or not, they can decide that. But I just think it'd be cool to see like a 2-on-1 battle, and Luke is doing pretty good because I don't want him to be just a mentor and just like sacrifice himself for the greater good.
Everybody wants to see him.
He needs to come back.
He's gonna swing his saber like Alec Guinness did.
No, he needs to come back. He needs to come back as a badass, and what better way than to have him take on two Sith, like two Sith at the same time.
Karate and friendship.
And I want Luke, like one of his first words to Kylo is kind of like, "Look, I know you're my nephew, but you killed my best friend. I'm not gonna let you get away with that." Yeah, and that's when he just because he's more of a gray Jedi, so I think he'll let the anger take over a little bit. He's like, I'm gonna let the anger flow a little bit, take on both these guys, and show them what for. And he's beating him. Maybe he like severely wounds Kylo.
You're old, foolish, and weak, Uncle.
Yeah, and he just like force pushes him out of the way. It's like, all right, you, Benicio's character, whatever his name is, like
Darth
you
Toro.
first. It's
Darth the Collector from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, like just
get over it.
Force pushes Kylo
his
off
full
the way.
name is Darth the Collector from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I mean, we know Chris Pratt's gonna be in one of these movies.
Well, yeah, he's gonna be Han Solo.
Yeah,
he's gonna be the new Phasma.
That's just what I want Luke to do at some point. And if it's not a 2-on-1 battle, I want him to fight someone and just beat the crap out of him.
I actually have kind of an idea of what I want to see Luke's fighting style be like because he's older. He'd have to be a little slower, but you don't want to do Episode 4 Obi-Wan. I'm sorry. A New Hope is a classic. That fight's dumb.
Yeah.
I think Luke.
It's literally Vader just drinking his coffee and throwing his saber around.
Yeah. I think the way to do it is give him kind of slower but more like precise, more powerful swings.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't need to be flipping.
It's not about.
And I think he'd be using the Force a lot more too.
Yeah, and like maybe even like a light side version of Force lightning.
That'd be cool.
We don't know if that's
like
light how long.
Yeah.
How long he's been in hiding? How much?
Force.
What training he has done, if any.
Imagine a lot of meditating.
Maybe
a lot of meditating Force type.
Maybe he learned how to use dark side stuff and not.
He probably hasn't. He may have not. He probably hasn't picked up a saber in who knows how long.
Which either way, like I'd be even if like most of his battles like just using the Force and like throwing people around like ragdolls. He's like, come here, Kylo.
And plus,
throwing him around.
Maybe he didn't even know his old saber was still around, and that's why he has that look on his face.
Yeah.
But I think he still has his one from Jedi.
Yeah.
Would assume so.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing him
use both.
Yeah. Kind of
in that 2-on-1 battle.
Yeah. Well.
well.
More like
If you could see this right now.
Just watch episode 2.
He's painting a beautiful picture.
All right, if
like
you want,
literally, we're watching Bob Ross in the background.
Want a good idea of an old man using 2 lightsabers and it looking kind of badass? Palpatine did it in Clone Wars. I mean, Sidious. They never revealed this, but whatever. Yeah. It's him. He
What?
It's too obvious.
Yes, and Darth Vader's Luke's father.
What? No.
It's not true.
Who would have thought?
I don't believe
It's
it.
impossible.
Those movies aren't even out yet.
But yeah, you see an old man using 2 lightsabers. He does a little flipping, but
maybe Rey's like been fighting too and has already went down.
Yeah,
or I'd like to see him
kind of
do
has to pick that blue saber up,
like that blue guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, where he whistles in that little thing.
That would be badass.
Like that's what he does with his lightsaber. Because we saw Kylo stop the blaster, and just hold it in midair.
I wouldn't mind.
Or I'd like to see him do that with somebody fires a blaster at him, he stops it and just whips it around.
Or just like how Vader in Empire Strikes Back, when like Han just shoots at him, he's like, get that out of my face, kid.
Yeah. That was his
This is a bunch of mumbo jumbo anyway.
He's got.
But I think it'd be cool if like Luke is actually just like they're like
stops it and control.
Just like it's almost like
there's
a
controlling
force,
his lightsaber.
Yeah, just blasting
force
away.
field.
Yeah, force field. Huh? Yeah.
The Force stays awake.
I'd like to see. I'd like to see more like controlling lightsabers with the Force, like not just throwing them, pulling them back, like moving them around with
kind of like in the games, like the Battlefront games.
That's how Kylo impresses girls on his dates. Look at this.
But yeah, I would like to see different aspects
of
the Force too.
I can take anything I want.
It's the implication.
Oh, what, your ship's stuck in the swamp? Let me help. Yeah, and then it just sinks. Disappears.
Yeah, but since we're going on about an hour, any other theories we want to cover?
I got my Ren Revan one.
Oh, yeah.
It's a short one. It's one that I haven't really formulated, just an idea that I had throughout history in the real world. The names get distorted through different pronunciations. The biggest example I use is that Jesus started out as Yeshua, and now it's Jesus over 2,000 years. Revan was like 3,000 years ago.
Yeah, I think.
And of course, it's not canon and all, whatever, but they gotta bring in some kind of Revan, piss off too many people. I wouldn't be surprised if the name Revan got distorted into Ren, and then the Knights of Ren were kind of founded in his name.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
It would explain Kylo's mask.
Yeah. Yeah, they are very similar.
Yeah.
We need some explanation.
Yeah. That's really all that I have on that.
Let's get that hashtagging.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
There's a lot more we can delve into, but
hashtag Kylo Revan. That's probably already a thing, just because before the movie came out. But yeah,
we'll do more of these anyway.
Yeah, because
more guests.
We've got a year and a half of more of these fan theories to pop up. And
just think if it was the regular 3. How much we would drive ourselves. Like, we wouldn't even want these to come true after talking about it. It's like, just come out with a movie. I don't even want to know now.
Yeah. Which, again, a lot of the theories are complete crap and don't have enough, like, a whole lot of evidence. They're very loose.
I don't like any theory about Luke.
This film has been out for, 16 days?
Yeah.
And it feels like 16 weeks.
It feels like it's been months.
I've dissected this film.
Even after seeing it 3 times, I'm still just kind of like, man, it was so long ago that I saw this movie.
It really does.
But to go on for another hour about Luke and the dark side, I don't totally hate that, but at the same time,
I don't
kind of
hate
negate the entire series.
Yeah, that's the main thing with me.
Didn't Mark Hamill kind of say
he pitched the idea.
He pitched the idea to George Lucas in episode.
And isn't he such a great villain?
He is. Yes. He is underutilized.
If you didn't know, in the amazing Batman the Animated Series,
he voiced the Green Goblin.
He was the Joker, and he was also the Green Goblin in the amazing 90s Spider-Man.
He wasn't the Green Goblin. He was the Hobgoblin.
The Hobgoblin.
In the Spider-Man animated series.
Whatever. He was.
But he was the Joker.
He was also the trickster.
He's
the trickster in both the Flash live action series
and Justice League.
And just also amazing.
Based on his appearance.
Yeah.
Specifically. Yeah. It's.
All right.
Anyway, he's a fantastic villain.
Just let him be Snow.
And in Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh yeah, he was, wasn't he?
So we know he can play that role.
Yeah.
Like
he can go dark.
I do wrestle with that because it does kind of negate the entire
The thing about it is
franchise.
Mark Hamill's a great villain, but Luke isn't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think he was open to it because George Lucas was kind of like, well, 20, 30 years from now,
when we make
what if we Luke went to the dark side?
Yeah. You know how Disney's been about, using all of George Lucas's ideas.
I mean, like in the EU, he went to the dark side for a little bit.
Maybe he doesn't go full dark side.
Yeah.
It's like
I like the idea of him knowing
morally
of it.
questionable.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him, if he uses dark side at all, use it for good.
Yeah.
Not be corrupted by it. Have it, under control.
Well, I mean,
Could be interesting if he had he's having a similar struggle as Kylo, but is dealing with it in a different way.
I mean, there were like a group of Jedi in the Jedi Order where basically their task was to learn kind of delve into the dark side to combat it. Because again, you could argue that the dark side is more powerful than the light.
It's more physically powerful.
Yeah, physically more powerful. So it's like it would be smart.
That's what I loved about Kylo. He's trying to fight off the light.
Yeah.
Which is opposite from other people because they're always trying to fight.
Yeah, and he's one of the most dynamic villains in Star Wars so far. Or I guess of the canon stuff.
Yes, he's still a whiny man child
He's so dead set on being dark, but there's still light there. It's hard to fight off.
Agreed.
I was just I'll help you.
And do we, I don't know,
kill me?
Did we mention that he might be there's a theory that he might be a double agent?
I don't like it.
Rehearsed it. I don't know if
he
said it on this.
would intentionally be a double agent.
I heard that theory about Finn, actually.
Kind of being that way.
Yeah, I did. I heard that about Finn.
I think it'd be if they could do it in a way.
After seeing Finn in that movie, it's hard to believe.
Sincere /
if they could do it
dumb.
Yeah. Well, if they could do it in a way that he's not doing it intentionally.
He just wants Rey, and she keeps friend zoning him. So
if they do it in a way where it's
we all know she's gonna end up with Poe.
Yeah, and in the novelization, I hear.
They have a moment.
Yeah, they have that moment
where she's
the sparks fly.
Yeah, she's kind of I'm ready. He's like, I know.
Yeah.
That very
which is Han.
Yeah, very Han Solo way. It's like, I know. Instead of being like, I love you too.
This is BB-8. I know.
Yeah.
And just from then, sparks fly.
It's like BB-8. BB-8 tells me you're pretty awesome. How about you demonstrate for me? Maybe he gives her a jacket.
Tell me about the Force.
You know, he buys another brand new jacket, gives it to Rey. It's like, have this jacket. It suits you.
She's like, okay, but what are your thoughts on sand?
It's like, hate it. Me too!
I almost died there. You lived there for 15 years?
Yeah. And then you, go make out in the forest of the resistance base.
A lot of people kind of complained about how we didn't know, how Poe escaped or...
I don't really care.
Yeah, I like that better.
He is living because
JJ
wanted him killed.
Deal.
Yeah. Is it that important? Did we need to spend 5 minutes?
I think it speaks more to his character that it's just he comes back. It was not a big deal to him at all. This whole ordeal.
Yeah.
Is the best pilot to ever live.
I think even when Poe or Finn is asking him, he's like, how'd you make it off? He
kind of brushes it off.
Yeah, it's this happened.
It's the normal Tuesday.
It's Han-esque.
Yeah. He got thrown from the blast. That's about.
And they were far away when Finn wakes up.
Yeah.
So maybe Poe went the total opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or Poe was just trying to ditch him and
hey man,
just having to wake up later.
Their bromance was too strong for him to ditch him.
What if we do find out he's just I really don't like this guy.
I actually could kind of see
he's a really nice guy and he really hated it that he had his jacket on. He's just no, suits you.
Yeah.
Because what happened after Kylo was interrogating him and then
lets him go? They don't show all of it.
Yep.
They don't show all of it.
Anything that they don't show could be evidence.
Yes, we must go into every scene that they don't show us.
Because everything they don't show could be evidence for Darth
Jar Jar. They don't show is more important than what they show.
Yes, because we don't know
the implication.
Snoke, they didn't even show us the next two movies.
Yeah. Snoke is a hologram.
The Jar
Jar is a la Wizard of Oz.
Which means that he's Jar Jar.
Yeah. Obviously. But,
pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Don't look at him. What do you know?
Oh, Poodoo!
9 is going to end exactly like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Finn's going to get courage. Rey's going to go back home.
Poe gets a
brain.
Even though he seemed fairly intelligent.
Kylo gets a heart.
Yeah.
Sorry, I killed my dad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad. Han's a blue ghost.
Yeah. And Han just gives him a thumbs up. He's like, hey. With his jacket.
Because, of course, you couldn't pay Harrison Ford enough to come back, so Henry Winkler will be Han Solo.
With Harrison's CGI face. Yeah.
It's okay. It was a great shot, kid. 1 in a million.
Yeah. But I think that wraps up this theory video and just us kind of That's a little bit of speculation of what we hope to see in episode 8.
Introduction
theories. Yeah, introduction theories.
Unfortunately, we're not drunk this time.
No, that'll be next time. But
I'd love to hear our drunken Star Wars theories.
Oh yeah.
Probably right, actually.
Hopefully you all enjoyed this theory video, and feel free to follow us on Twitter, Pasty Pale Pro, and Facebook.
We're so active on there.
Yeah, Dave.
A lot more than we have been, honestly.
But also feel free to check out our Facebook page, Pasty Pale Productions, where we are a bit more
We need more
active.
likes. Come on, people.
Yeah. And of course, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this, and share it with all your friends who might also enjoy Star Wars.
Also on MySpace, our brand new MySpace page.
Yeah, because we're bringing it back.
We're on Friendster.
Yeah. I don't know what that is, but we can be on there.
Swipe whatever on our Tinder.
Okay. Pasty Pale Pro at AIM.
Yeah, we're going old school.
Yahoo groups.
So yeah, feel free to follow us on all that stuff, and leave your feedback on what theories you like, or which ones you think are true, not true, or just give us hate because
all of it. It's
the internet.
It makes me stronger.
Yeah, we feed off your hate because we're Sith Lords.
Seriously, I love it.
I don't. It hurts my feelings.
Yeah, and Revan Spaceman.
Thank you, Jake Lloyd.
Revan Spaceman will call you dumb in the comment section.
I will.
Which is fantastic.
If you're acting dumb, I'll call you dumb.
Best response ever to someone giving negative feedback.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah. He will call you dumb. So if you have your feelings hurt easily, don't say negative things about us.
Yeah, and don't talk to me because I'll hurt him. If I find out that you get offended easily, I'll offend you just because it's easy.
Yeah. So that wraps up this up. So until next time, everyone, cheers.